Oops, sorry. I've set down my keyboard and zipped off for a minute. Now, it's your vignette. Now again, some people though are carnally minded towards their own body, right? Some people are spiritually minded towards their own body, and though naked, not ashamed. Because see, your spirit is clothed with something, right? But you sow to the flesh, and of the flesh reap corruption. I know. How do you sew a cloth? With sex? Is that what Paul's referring to? But again, I'm not trying to have sex with almost 1.5 million women either now. Come on. It's the point, though. Mm-hmm. It's a joke, right? Now, I know to behave myself in public, right? Right? Even if I find a woman attractive, I walk on by, right? I look little, but I'm there to do business, not interfere in my dating life or just pick any woman off the street up. Because they're probably married and I'm single still, so that's the point. I'm looking for a single girl. You know, woman, right? Lady. Girlfriend, woman friend, whatever you want to call them. Lady friend. Again, because I'm male, trying to fill my destiny and marry a female. But I don't judge people who don't feel the same either, right? But I can't tell you, okay, nature set that up when maybe it didn't. But I'm not doing that because I'm mad with you and what you're doing either. So don't take it personally when I tell you something about reproduction and you're trying to do something in love, right? Which is a little different. But like when I was in the club and a dark-skinned man was talking about me having sex with the sister, he used the word fucking. But when I was talking about it, I used the word making love. Now, 50 Cent, though, for example, was dating Vivica Fox. But funny why that didn't work out, 50 and Vivica. Because of commitment issues. Had the same problem with all my girlfriends, too. From especially Sheena on. One night stands is not a sexual relationship. We're just friends with benefits in that situation, right? Now, here's the point, though, people. Be it Sheena, Daphne, or Maribel, each woman treated me differently than the previous woman, and they all acted like I was just a one-night stand to them. So, yes, I got tired of the one-night stand business and moved on. And hadn't had sex after that for 10 years. Till Denise. And then after Denise, there was another 10-year gap, and then Molly Z. From YouTube fame, right? And again, she came to me. If the devil went down to Georgia, who's the devil? The Molly Z from San Francisco. Just playing. Now, problem with Molly Z, though, is she kind of favored my stepbrother if he was to have a sex change and was born a hermaphrodite. Now, the reason I say that, his middle name is Eve. Which I never thought nothing about it growing up, nor did I check out my brother's private parts when we took a bath together, right? I mean, I'm a child. I'm not thinking, I don't even know crap like that. And, you know, as boys and girls, and we're growing up in a mixed up world like Lola world. Not that I have a problem with it. Just a straight man trying to find a straight girl, right? I understand that too. And not try to cause a lot of friction here, right? But you gotta be single to mingle. You can't show up my door and me even know you're single to mingle as well. But let me ask you something, though. If you're really single to mingle, I remember at least 18, yet I don't know who the hell you are, and I see you in the store or something, you were with me the night before or something, right? Why do you think I would forget you? I'm being stalked myself by either an ex-shipmate, ex-girlfriend, or something like that myself. I don't know. But that's all I can suggest to you, because if I look at you like I don't even know you, I don't remember you. And with what I've been through, you know I can survive stuff other people can't survive. I know. It ain't my job to prove it to you. It ain't my job to worry about it. It ain't my job to even stop you if you want to have sex with me and you're a female. That's your job if you're married, right? I don't know you're married or not, right? And of course, that would be the first word out of my mouth. Are you married? Do you have a fiance? Do you have a boyfriend? See, Crazy Kelly taught me that part. Now, what I mean by Crazy Kelly is I'm going out there to the restaurant just to eat Chinese food, because you can ask the people in a downtown Chinese restaurant. I like Chinese food. Excuse the fuck out of me. But it has nothing to do, okay, with whether I meet an Asian girl or not, okay? It's just a place to eat sometimes, you know. If you like the food, you like the food. If you don't, you don't. But when you acting crazy, like I'm interested in you when I just am eating Chinese food and has nothing to do with you, what can I say to some crazy Vietnamese girl who won't even hear what I'm saying? Same problem with her as with my ex-girlfriends anyway, so I'm ignoring her, right? She's all that in the bag of chips to some people, but she's just a cold bitch to me. Not even trying to go there with her either. And I know something she don't know. I might know a lot of things she don't know. I might know things her husband don't know. But it ain't my business or even something I'm worried about, even if she don't get pregnant the whole time I'm going out there to eat the full 3 years, which is kind of weird if you're married anyway. But it still ain't my business. It's between her and her husband, right? And I'm not trying to get in that, but she thinks so. I can't even tell her edgewise, but, that's the same with Mary Bell. I don't know what's going on with her, or Daphne, or, whoever the idiot is thinking Daphne would let her daughter wake me up in the middle of the night, which is crazy too, right? That's all I know. Now, I'm just making conversation, okay, with an audience of a few people anyway who don't want to listen anyway. Like it's personally directed towards them, and I got amnesia of them too, right? Now, why is that? Because if it is the same person as if Sheena, Daphne, or Mary Bell, that's when the relationship scene for me kind of turned sour anyway. And Sheena was writing me on my shit. And King got the mail. My arch nemesis. So Sheena, King, you're jazz. Yeah. So I can tell you. King and Ben, okay, were trying to catch me sleeping watch. Ben, when I first started doing it, and I was sitting straight up like a fucking arrow, and he tried to touch me and open my eyes. Lieutenant Gizmo can verify that shit. Right, Ben? And then King tried to pull that shit shortly before we got back to port. The next one. Because again, they're sticking me on the 12 the floors, right? So I'm sitting again, straight against the breaker, waiting for the phone to ring, resting my eyes. He comes in and says, we're all asleep. No, we just couldn't hear the fucking goddamn phone because the fucking 400 hertz engine and earplugs in here, asshole. But you know why I let you bust me? Because you were out to bust me anyway. You're just looking for an excuse, King! I know you're a saboteur! I know your real name, Abandon! If you know what I mean. Now, like I keep telling you idiots, okay. Trying to remember the notes. Right. Now, that's without the notes. From the best I can do from memory. Right. Right. So, little similar, little different, little freestyle, whatever. Okay. So, like I'm trying to explain to you, practice on any instrument day after day should improve your sound a little bit. Now, when you start off, though, no one starts off playing Mozart. You play simple little songs, right? Like what? Mary Had a Little Lamb. So, didn't miss a note that time, but still playing it at a slow cadence, right? What that means is I'm playing the correct notes, but not quite at top speed yet. That's more beginner to tiny intermediate, right? Tiny. See, like I told you, I haven't played the trumpet in 31 years, and I just played it off and on last year. Anyway. Now, again, it's not the instrument that's the problem. Sometimes people are so negative, you can't do nothing to please them. Don't matter what you do. Now, when you get around those kinds of people, you can't do nothing with them but endure till you're away from them. Hopefully, and they don't try to kill your ass as well. Right. So, that's the fourth time I played that song on the trumpet, fifth or sixth time on violin, and again, right, you can also play it on the recorder. And these are the songs you start out learning, like I told Ashley anyway. You start out with Wheels on the Bus, go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round all through the town. Right? So you don't start off singing rock ballads or, right, opera pieces, or even pop music, or even choir music, right? Like Little David or whatever I've been singing to you up and on, right? Or even, impersonation yet, right? Because you're just starting out, right? And you're building a repertoire. Repertoire is songs you're trying to learn and kind of know. So that if someone asks you to sing that particular song, you sing it. Right off the top of your head. Usually do. So again, I'm just doing a little repertoire here. Man. Anyway. So if I learn to sing with Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen, I can sing Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen as an example of teaching you copyrighted material legally without breaking any copyright rules. Which, yes, technically is singing the song without your permission, but the copyright rules, if it's education, allows you to do that, and you can't refute I'm doing that if it's in the set format of an educational piece. That's where I'm teaching you music itself. Now, you can't refute someone who's teaching music if they're teaching music. and say that's copyright infringement. No one can. If you do, you're breaking your own rules. And that means you don't want to follow any rules. And again, if you don't honor your own rules, how can you expect others to honor them themselves, right? That's how rule systems usually crumble anyway. When someone does something the right way and you don't acknowledge it because you're doing something wrong, well, it kind of becomes apparent, right? You know what I mean? If you're doing something wrong, though, you're going to pretend that what you're doing isn't educational anymore. Why not? It's no different than people singing in the choir, opera, or again, impersonating Bugs Bunny. That's how folks are Porky Pig. But again, if you can do that, and it's just impersonation of someone else's voice, and that's a thing of comedy too, right? Who the fuck has a problem with that? Some asshole, I guess, right? Someone who isn't comedic? No. Now, if I'm laughing at something in my head, Captain Carey, and you're interviewing me, I'm not hearing voices, or I am, or your medication ain't working, or it's making you worse. I don't know which. But if I'm still hearing voices, and I'm telling you I'm still hearing voices, why don't you believe me? Maybe they were having a conversation with me, and you're not aware of what they're saying. I thought they said something funny. But again, now, if you're seeing my personality with the voices, I behave myself because of the devil and the angels in the cartoon too. One on your right and one on your left. Now that taught me a thing about a conscience, which I have. See, a conscience is where you won't do certain things no matter what people try to make you do. Now some people sear their conscience and they don't use it anymore. They become evil incarnate like the devil itself and deny it's the devil they're following. Now, you can't say the devil made you do it, but he taught you how. You know what I mean. Because God and Jesus didn't teach you how to do that shit. Someone else did. But it was probably early on in the beginning. You see what I mean? And we got the hermaphroditic gene in the gene pool from a hermaphrodite. There wouldn't be any hermaphrodites at all. We'd all be male and female and still morph, right? Only if we had sex with a hermaphrodite, and that's the divine image from heaven anyway. And Satan still took a third of us with him, right? So you got the hermaphrodite, the male, the female. Which of the three do you think Satan targeted the most? The male, the female, or the hermaphrodite? You figure out the third of the angels that is following Satan in hell. Is it the hermaphrodites, the men, or the women? Which the hermaphrodites are rare. They're like 1 in 100,000 to maybe even 500,000 to maybe even 1 million sometimes. I don't know. But the only business they really give them is pornos. Because they got both. And again, we're sex addicts by Satan too. Well, something taught us how to do it all. In the garden. And if you're the tree of life, you know you can be raped. Like Adam. And beguiled like Eve. Right? These aren't sexual orientation words either. Beguiling. The shaft of the serpent was huge. That Eve wanted to eat of the serpent's fruit of the body. But you don't get that. No. Because the metaphor goes over your head, right? Of what the serpent that spoke to Eve through a tree might really be. You can't see that king what the serpent was. And why, if she was with Adam, it would entice her. if she saw it either fully erect or longer than his. That's it. But you can't imagine, okay, God letting Satan do that with us. Well, he probably wouldn't if he could stop it. Now, John says two things about the world that are kind of contradictory of themselves. And here's the point, though. First, he said, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Right? We all know that one if you're a Christian, John 3:16, right? But he also said to keep yourself unspotted from the world. And that's the world of sin, right? But how do you do that? Well, he also says Jesus was slain before the foundation of the world. So when did the world come into about? When Satan tempted us to eat the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Eden, you think? But what was the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Do you think it's an apple tree or an orange tree or a pear tree or a peach tree? No. It's the body of Satan's avatar. You know what an avatar is? A bodily form to represent the devil itself in a human guise. There's that word again, beguile. It's also a metamorphosis. It's kind of a different word. Because Satan is transformed into an angel of light, right? What does that mean? Is that talking about here or in heaven? And then Ezekiel says that all the trees in the Garden of Eden envied him. Who is this him they envied? Who is this tree they envied? And the trees are laid hold. And every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is what? Hewn down and cast into the fire. Right, but what's good? What's evil? Not judging or judging, right? Forgiving or condemning, right? One of them is from God and one of them is not. Why is that? Do you know the way to San Jose? If you don't, okay, you don't. But if you do, you what? Do. Though again, I'm where? In Georgia. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find. Just an old sweet song, it's Georgia on my mind. Okay. Now, am I trying to get pussy? No. Am I trying to have another one-night stand? No. Am I trying to get some crazy woman to come over here and fuck me? No. But can I stop someone? No. Do I remember someone came by? No. No. So what am I thinking? It ain't happening, hopefully. But again, I was with 18. Which includes more than one. Which includes someone is trying to use someone, maybe all of them, to not lure me to God, but lure me to Satan, and it ain't working. I'm not playing your game, Jane. Whatever you're doing, you got to get from screwing. Whatever. Now, if I'm having sex with you, I'm doing it from a different perspective from you, because you all fucked up in the Catholic religion anyway. Most people are fucked up from the Catholic religion 325 years after Jesus, which men hold dearer than everything the disciples taught up to them, including the Gnostics. Does not the Lord say, my people perish for what, Christians? A lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge. Now, if Satan is a hermaphrodite, and John changes the word stethos to mastois, and Jesus metamorphs into 3 different people, using the correct Greek word, and the Power Rangers morph their suit on, with their little button thing. What is morphine? Something that changes or comes from you from a source other than you. Where you don't look the same but different, though you are still who you were, am, and will always be. That still was, is, and is to come, or is, was, and is to come. But one is, was, and is not. Who are you following? The one who is, was, and is not, or the ones who's the head of all 3. Hermaphrodite, male and female. Who then is the true God? The one following God. Though human too. Is the true God claiming to be God to you? No, he's a servant of God like you are. But are you playing God to others by trying to make them follow you instead of God? Which the devil does too. If you're not God, you can't claim to be God ever. Man, or woman, or true hermaphrodite, or intersex, or whatever what you call yourself, transgender, gay, whatever. Right? You're not God. Quit playing God to each other. God is love, and God is unconditional love, but unconditional love tries not to do you any evil. That's what they want me to tell you too, homosexuals. But understand what I mean by that. Evil. We're not talking to consenting people over the age of consent. What are we saying, right? We're saying there's an age where you're accountable for your actions. Now, even if you're a child and you break the law, though, right, depending on the severity of the law. See, for instance, if someone's mentally ill, you can't bring a child to my house and entice the child to sleep with me because I can't stop them. I can't even touch the child. The child would have to kind of be prepped and all that and not take no for the answer, because I would tell her, what the hell you doing here? Go home. First words out of my mouth would be anyway. Like if any child comes on to me, not just Daphne's daughter, this is what I was taught to do by watching talk shows myself. First thing is figure out why she's even in there with you. Now, her location might help you figure it out on your own, depending on the situation too, right? Now, if she's right in your face, right? And you're right here, and she's right here, and you wake up, you can say, who showed you that, right? If she's right there in your face. Now, again, let's say she's over by the bathroom. You wouldn't logically think the child might need to go to the bathroom and help her go to the bathroom, which is simply putting her panties on her going to the bathroom. Is that criminal so far? But what if she don't go? What can you do then? See if she beat. Then, okay, if she don't go and you're trying to figure out what she wants, would you think she might want a bath if she's half dressed and something like that, and you're not sure she had a bath that night? And undress yourself briefly, maybe? I don't know. But all you're doing, though, if you're doing that, ain't trying to harm the child. You're confused by her own behavior, maybe. Nor are you trying to get the wife or the daughter or yourself in trouble. You're just not sure what's going on initially, right? That's called waking up from trying to go to sleep and finding someone in there with you who's supposed to be in there with her mom anyway, if that were to even occur abnormally. Why is that abnormal? Because children don't usually wake up, they're sleeping with dad, and if the mom and dad are fighting anyway. Or even the new stepdad, right? And the dad's on the couch. Like I said, anyway. Now, this is supposed to be comedy, though, right? I'm not saying, okay, me or Daphne even remembers this happening. But I have amnesia at the fall. Because allegedly, okay, I hit the side of the building and knocked out, I guess, right? Well, only if I didn't knock out and had to jump from the window ledge would something else even be able to happen, which you might think that crazy too. So, what can I do about it? Suggest it. From there, because then I would tell you about my life in Pioneer and taking karate for 3 years, or 4 years, right? Whatever it was, and jumping off our trailer as part of my ninjutsu training, and walking a tightrope and things like that between 2 trees, right? So, if I got a thick concrete window ledge and I'm walking a fucking tightrope, you don't think I can land securely on the ledge without falling either, huh? I don't know. If I'm walking a tightrope and it's, you know, stretched across 2 trees, I wasn't able to, you know, use a cat technique and land on my tippy toes. And again, make sure I don't fall. So this is also where I blacked out and woke up in the hospital. So this is adding to what I don't remember. Even. Now, there's 3 ways or 3 things if I determine the window is locked or not, I can do from that point on. One of them is try to get back on the roof. I know. But if I don't have the same room as I got up on it, it might be easier to jump down. And there's 2 ways I can do that. One is like with the trailer and jump out and jump down. One is to kind of lower yourself down another floor and jump from there. Either way, I can get down safely. In either story, I could have told them in front. Only someone freaked out over the ninjutsu shit. Right? I can't prove this part of the story. I can only say it allegedly could have happened. Which my story don't have nothing to do with my ex-girlfriends at this point. All I know is I met people before the accident and after the accident. And when I came home. From convalescent leave. But whatever happened that night, I survived it all. And only those who I might could have told Daphne could bring it up again. That night. Not saying you because I was on base because of you. I was trying to legally separate from you and I had no reason to call you. Not even to sleep on your couch again. Whether something happened or not. Too. Because see, I'm scared of you by then. And I don't want to agitate you any. Now, I might call Pastor Thomas, but he's about an hour away, though he does have some people on base. But like I said, I don't know if I did or didn't there either. But if I jump from the window ledge, I might think that's cool enough to get an audience with him again, too. I don't know. But there again, I'm also not in the shirt, and they have a bunch of Navy guys, so, you know, I can't say what I did. If I told the people in the front or called them, too. Amnesia again. But the thing is, though, here's the problem with Pastor Thomas now. If I go to his church, right, and I talk about the ninjutsu stuff and all that, right, who do you think would be more freaked out about it, though? People on watch that night and security or someone, again, at Christian Fellowship Church International, who are very biblical, don't go outside the Bible even a morsel, and pretend they're following the Bible, but it's really Pastor Davis's doctrine, which ain't the same as following the whole Bible. They're showing themselves certain parts of the Bible, not the whole thing. But again, what can you do? Right. So there I'm just kind of playing with it, changing it around a little bit. That was kind of a freestyle version where I added a few notes, but, you know, it's to make it a little different, you know, but you still recognize the main melody, right? And like I said, if you're in a band and, you know, say they choose you to play recorder for them or something, again, your job, isn't just to play the song as originally wrote sometimes. So that's what can wash away my sin, nothing but the blood of Jesus. And we don't want to hear Pastor Davis's false religion anymore either, Pastor Thomas, or Pastor Payne, or Pastor Lantis. We don't want to hear Jim Jones teaching his eunuchs they can jerk off with each other behind your backs. Right. Or are you aware of it? Something wrong there. If the Catholics can't do it, why can you? And what? It's grown men? You don't think if people are gay, that wouldn't confuse them into thinking the church is gay too, if two grown men are jerking off together, possibly, allegedly. At least that's what they asked me to do if I wanted to become one, or suggested it. Now, did I ever do it? I don't think so. But there again, if I brought that up to Pastor Thomas, you don't think he PO'd himself? And again, pot calling the kettle black, Pastor Thomas. Do you know what that means? And could it have turned violent? I don't know. But see, if I'm over there, will they dump me on base? Bruce? Or would someone have to get me back on base and someone hopefully find me? I don't know. But there again, I would be injured and either knocked out. And again, I don't know. I have blackout amnesia, like with the car wreck, which, getting my medical records, I was blacked out for at least 4 hours or so, before I came to in the ICU room, that night. And why do you think, ladies, I'm talking about if we have sex or not, I might not remember you. Because of someone else, that's not me. You. But I'm not trying to seduce you either. If you're single, you can't mingle. But if you're not, you gotta stop. Though I guess you're doing dog eat dog and my husband cheating and so will I. Can't do nothing about that either. The woman caught in the act of adultery was told if she repented and to go and sin no more. But like any sin, even sexual sins are under an umbrella of grace. If Solomon had 1,000 women, times 490 and times 3, that would be over 1.5 million maybe. And Peter himself said 7 times, right? So 3 to 7 would be almost 3.5 million. Not that I'm trying to sleep with that many women. Who would? But the whole point is, this is a crazy hypothetical. Things that shouldn't be going on in the world, but that could be. Now, all I know, like I said about my shipmates, is they're trying to get me off the fucking ship. And finally, with Sheena, I obliged them and told them I was hearing voices with Sheena. Because I did. But does that mean I always heard voices? Not according to Dr. Weinrep, who I saw in 8th grade, King. So you want me to tell you the last time you caught me on watch? Okay. That's the whole story of what happened, King. It's not simply one night while I was alone on watch, you caught me sleeping on watch. It's not like there wasn't a bunch of people around me and none of us heard the fucking phone because of the whine of the 400 hertz engine. Generator, I'm playing. And nobody heard the phone. It ain't as though nobody on watch that night or everybody was asleep. And none of them didn't say they couldn't hear the phone either. No one did. And they didn't all say, well, we were just resting our eyes either, King. Did they? Sabotage? Saboteur? False shipmate of mine. Not even bothering to train me how to work on a fucking logic circuit or that it was related to the fucking elevator like I even could learn that in A school. Right, King? Or should I say Queen? Did you and Ben have a thing going on? Or you and your buddy before he moved off the ship? I don't know. But you're and Ben are responsible for training me being the man on totem pole anyway. Did you and Ben train me a goddamn thing? No. Hell, Lieutenant Gibson just made me a messenger again, right? Running messages down the line, right? And I even did that better than you. Because it's an important job if you're at GQ anyway. So you want to talk about the night, 2.5 years later, you acted like I was asleep on watch. You acted like, again, well, one night I was on the toilet because I had a little diarrhea or something. And again, you're trying to set me up for something. And I didn't, again, go to sick bay the following day. But that don't look like, King, you're trying to sabotage me or get me off the Saipan. Does it now? That's all my doing. It's not like, again, you had me to paint the shit. Do the work parties. Clean the fucking head. Spotless, by the way. It's not like the last year you couldn't have interfered with me and Sheena or my job. It's not like, again, y'all didn't put me on painting the ship when in port. That don't sound like sabotage, Captain Carey. Though I'm doing jobs I can do. There's only one job they're not training me in that I'm not sure how to do. That's being an electrician. Now, if I went into the Navy to be a boatswain mate, okay. That's what they made me. But I didn't. I was supposed to be trained in electrical work. Especially since I've never been on a ship before and I don't really know that much about shipboard equipment. Now, everybody knows your standard phone jacks and your standard, right, stuff you have in your house, right? But you still don't know how to wire everything up and, do it the same to a generator. Or a, what's the word? Utility box, right? Or whatever. See, all that's part of the planning process for an electrician to do his job, right? Well, you also kind of have to do that on the ship, King. Remember when you were trying to get me to help you in wiring, whatever, overhead cables and all that? To again, fuse box, right? That too, right? Well, again, a fuse box, okay, is, you run the cord to the fuse box in a certain amperage, and again, so is the fuse, right? It's usually 5, 10, 20, 30, right? I remember some of it, King. But what I do remember us doing is bullshit. You not helping me to really learn anything. You're giving me the work card, but not even telling me a workbook goes with it. Like I even know that either. So let's talk about it, buddy. Let's talk about it, Christian Fellowship Church. What's going on with you? Oh, I'm sorry. It's First Christian Fellowship Church, because again, Pastor Davis's branch is the main branch of that particular church, and it's called First Christian Fellowship Church International. Now, he's a real figurehead. But in my mind, okay, since 2020 did something, he's bordering on the Jim Jones type. And using the grace of God, Pastor Payne, and Pastor Thomas, and Pastor Lantis, to do things with single men he's not supposed to be doing. Now, let's get on to what happened in the Baptist part. Right. With Shane Sanders. Well, even there. Now, me and Shane Sanders were both the same age, 14, again, in a full cabin where one of us didn't have a bunk and had to share it with the counselor. And lo and behold, that same night, now, again, Shane's older than 13, but not a child either. He's not a pedophile there, I guess, right? He's still a teenage boy, huh? Baptist, right? That matters, huh? No. And Shane's jumping out of bed, Sanders that is, because the guy asked me if he wants to feel something good. Kind of sound like what Pastor Davis was doing with some grown men. Teaching them to jerk off with each other and become his eunuchs, right? And do it for the kingdom of God's sake, huh? Because that's what being a eunuch is about, jerking off with another man to keep yourself warm at night, huh? That's a scripture in the Bible too, right? It says two can keep each other warm at night. But two gay men can't legally marry, huh? Hypocrites. I get you, buddy. And Billy Graham and Franklin Graham all up in arms because they want to get married too, right? Oh, God forbid they get married, right? Trump and the Republican Party and the Democrats and all that are coddling them too, right? See, they're not really putting the law in the Constitution where, again, right, you got marriage between a man and a woman, but not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. So you kind of got to have to say it directly for it to really work out for them to get married, right? Now, you're making it something according to U.S. Supreme Court ruling, right? Which is what? That kind of, still makes it state by state too, right? A state, if they have a law that says men cannot commit sodomy, right? That's the only thing you can do in gay marriage, right? And sodomy is sodomy. Or jerk off like Pastor Davis wanted to do. Each other, we don't have, sodomy, right? But why would you go to a motel room with a pastor? Did that not work out for Jessica Hahn? And Pat? Or Jim Jones, whoever that was, right? No, Jim Baker, that's the one. Again, I'm confused now. I don't mean Pat Sajak or anything either. Or Pat Buchanan, I guess. I don't know, right? But again, you can't legally marry a man or a woman if you're the same gender, right? Jesus will send you to hell for that. And you'll burn forever in fire and brimstone. Yeah, okay. Not that I'm into that personally, but I know some of my relatives who are, and I'm trying to help everybody, you know, understand their feelings, but not judge them into condemnation, because, hell, I kind of understand what the gay men mean, but I'm still in love with women. Can't help that. But again, it's cheaper to keep her sometimes, but sometimes you just want to let it go. I know. Now, let me just make sure it's not too late. Want to do the trumpet one more time. Now, do you know the secret of playing the Flight of the Bumblebees on trumpet? Just press the buttons real fast and listen. That's the secret of it. Now, again, I don't know the particular notes, right? Per se. But it's basically like this. That's the secret to it. Just for Flight of the Bumblebee. Then you got the... I'll play it. I was trying to do the 2001. That was close enough. You get the point. Now, I'm just having fun with these characters on YouTube because I don't know if it's King, Ben, or whatever the fuck in the Christian Fellowship Church, or they wasn't in cahoots. And I'm trying to protect my ex-girlfriends because I don't know what the fuck they're after, if it's me or my children or shit like that either. Now, if I felt safe, Mary Bell, I wouldn't worry about you running off. Do I? But if I don't feel safe, I'm not going to want you to be around me in case someone's after me. Not you. Now, if you black out a couple times before you even turn 17, and like every other guy, you're trying to find a girlfriend, right? Well, something happened, right? Between the time I blacked out and woke up in the ER and the ICU room and all that, that I can't even recall. Now, I'm trying to protect you from what I don't even know happened to me. Not because, okay, I know Pat is mine or not. Not because I have a problem with it or not. But because I'm trying to protect you from what I don't know is even happening to me. But if you are in a car wreck in a 3-story fall and most people don't survive it, something going on abnormally in the first place. All I know. Now I'm thinking about working on showing you some of the scriptures Pastor Davis would focus on when doing his Bible study, because I kind of remember some of it, not all of it, of course, right? Because I've read the whole Bible now. And I know there's things in there you're not even reaching upon which you're actually sealing, like Isaiah said. And both John and Isaiah say something very interesting about certain kings with female breasts. Okay? Isaiah says, and ye shall suck the breast of kings, who will give you milk. Now, the first part of the passage says that you will suck the milk of the Gentiles and the breast of kings. You shall suck. I don't think it means a male king, but a hermaphrodite. Now, only a true hermaphrodite king, and this is why Eve would see it as good for food, if she nursed her own children, before the sin in Eden too. And of course, she would see the serpent as his penis. Maybe she didn't see Adam's as much since he was making love to her. And they had children up until then too. The temptation itself. Now, listen to when, okay, how long did Adam live after the sin? 930 years. Subtract 1,000 from 930 and what do you get? 70, right? Now, what's 70 in that day? Well, people stop growing at a certain age. You mature and then you reach a plateau. Guess what that age is? 25 to 30. Well, what is 25 times 3? 75. 70, you know, okay, is when the temptation happened. And 930 more years did Adam and Eve live. But they don't say who died first, Adam or Eve, just that Adam died, right? And again, Eve too, I guess, right? But again, now, if Jesus wants you to forgive the sin, what was the true sin in Eden that Adam and Eve committed? Was it blaming each other and not forgiving each other for the sin they both committed? Or did they repent and fully confess it and fully repent? You figure it out which they did. Because one of them keeps you here, and one of them can set you free like Jesus, and you go into heaven with it itself, not just paradise either. You might can bodily go into heaven, and they see you leave, and they see you leave. Well, see, I'm here already, so either I'm going up or down, like you too. But if I go up and you stay here, you're not going to be too happy. They already had some whales die off the coast of Georgia anyway, around St. Simon's or one of the islands here. Kind of like in the seventh seal anyway. And we've been having a recognition of, you know, blood moons. Now, a portent, like I told all my ex-girlfriends, is about one thing, right? It's a sign, it's a warning, or it's a blessing or a curse, right? You take the sign as you take the sign, right? But Jesus said, if I have to leave my wives, and at least 18 women were with me, if I have to leave my wives in pursuing him, I'll be rewarded with everything I need in the world to come, right? Anyway. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried someone might be stalking me to the point of I'm not even sure who I'm with anymore, if anyone. And that's not only bad for me, but the women. And that's what I'm trying to do, is protect them if I'm being assaulted by men or something, right? And I have amnesia from the assault, but I'm no worse when I wake up than when I went to sleep either. Like I said, right? Though sorrow come at night, joy comes in the morning. Bible says that too. Read it and weep.